Hello, Aries. Welcome or welcome back. You already know that my name is Lightworker Whit, and I'm so excited to get into your May forecast for 2025. Now, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I feel like I say that every month, but I'm growing and learning as I go to make this more efficient as I am building this YouTube channel. So I really like what I did for the rest of April forecast, where I pre-shuffled everything and then I started recording. I think I'm going to do that again as well, just to cut out a little bit of the fluff. And I don't know if you guys like that time. In my head, it makes it more real and more one-on-one to see me shuffle in the moment. But because I have so many videos to export, it's more video content that needs to get exported. And the lengthier the video is, the longer it takes to export. And I'm just interested in seeing how much smoothly this might go for me if I shuffle your cards in advance and jump right into each section. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I feel like I've built up enough trust at this point for you to know that I'm not just like plucking random cards to make a reading. That's the other part of why I used to let you see me shuffle, so I'm not like making anything up. But I think we have enough trust at this point. I think we're there. I would like to believe so anyway. And that is what I'm going to be doing. So with that being said, I want us to be able to kind of just get a moment of grounding, and we will do that in a moment. Just so you can still set your intentions for each section, all right? So if you don't know what we're going to get into, we're going to get into your monthly forecast overall, where we're looking at the month of May in advance, right? And what to expect and how it's going to go for you. And then we're going to look into your love life, love and relationships, what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month. And then we're going to do that same exact spread for your career and finances, what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month. I'm generally do pull the oracle card. I think we're going to work with spirit animal this month, so we'll get a spirit animal card. I usually like to pick them at the beginning. I'll read them at the end to give us a really good rounded out feeling of what May will bring for you. But before I get into our little grounding session, I want to personally thank my light keepers. If you're watching this in May, that means you. And so you should probably see the list of names and contributors here. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here and supporting this channel. This list is growing, and I really, really, really am so grateful for your engagement. I look forward to the day where this list is a little bit too long, that it's a little bit too cumbersome to put all the names. Or maybe that I'll have to do like credits, like it's like a video. Well, we look forward to and manifest that, right? Thank you so much. If you're not a light keeper, but you'd like to be, the link should be in the description below so that you can get my monthly forecast when they come out and not watch them after the month has already passed, because I make them available to the public after the month has already finished. So it's great to watch in hindsight, but if you want to get the information when it happens, go ahead and become a light keeper. If you happen to be watching this on mobile, YouTube does not have a join button, I don't believe, on my page. So that's why I put it in the description below, because it's not really easy to find how to join if you're on mobile. It's easier to find if you're on desktop, not so easy if you're on mobile, but I've tried to make it really easy for you, so it's simple. Okay, with that being said, grab your journal. Okay, get a journal. Okay, I've got one here. One of my journals are here, by the way. If you don't know, one of my journals are here that you can get on Amazon. My words have power. That's really good. And I have another one that I think I gifted to a client, Incantations of a Creatrix. That one is a line journal as well. And then, of course, my Moon Manifestations journal is there as well. So check those out. But grab a journal. And before we get into this reading, let's go ahead and set an intention of what you are expecting, calling in, manifesting for the month of May. So I want you to just take a couple seconds to do that. Feel free to pause this video. So that way you know what your goal is. You're setting an intention in advance of hearing this reading, so that when you're listening to how to be guided for your specific manifestations and intentions. Does that make sense? So that way you take a little bit control over this collective reading. Does that make sense? So you can easily discern what's for you and what's not, okay? It's really, really important for me as a tarot reader to really enforce that you have free will. The information that myself or other people put out there, it's to help you, but you're ultimately the one that's in control. I do this for my own reading. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that's about. And I move on, and sometimes it resonates, sometimes it doesn't. I think for one of my readings recently, I got the Tower, and I'm just like, great. I don't know what that is, but whatever. And it could be something really small or not. I don't know, but I'm not going to let it stress me. It could just be like a small change that I'm not expecting, right? So take some control. Take a deep breath. Release it. Amazing. Let's do one more. Feel free to pause the video here, and when you're ready, come back and I'll have your card shuffled for your monthly forecast. Okay, Aries, hi. All right, let's look at your month ahead. First of all, we've got Six of Pentacles for current self. Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. I'm not sure if at the beginning of May you are on the receiving end of help or giving help. We'll see. But it is an energy exchange of some sort. Most likely, Aries, you're helping somebody. I feel like that's just who you are. You're just always somebody who is wanting to support and save. Like, you have very like Clark Kent energy for me, very superhero energy for me. You always want to be the one to swoop in and save the day. So in my opinion, you're most likely helping somebody, but we'll see. Theme of the month is Seven of Swords. This is a month where you're, I think Gemini had this card as well. You're either avoiding or escaping something that you don't want to deal with, or this is about strategy. We'll see which this is for you. The Seven of Swords is typically about strategizing to get ahead, to do what you need. Key goal to pursue this month is Nine of Pentacles. Some sort of abundance, some sort of independence, materialistically or in your career, financially. This is a really good card, but this is what you're being called to pursue, independence this month in some way. Obstacle to overcome is the Seven of Cups. Fantasy, options. I think you're overwhelmed by a lot of ideas and maybe you're not sure which way to go this month. It's like giving a little bit of analysis paralysis. I could have this and I could have that and I could have this and I could have that and I don't know. You know, it's like overwhelmed by too many options, I think, is the issue for you. Major accomplishment by the end of May is Two of Wands, looking towards the future, planning, looking ahead and projecting, forecasting your life, getting organized really with your life, and really deciding, okay, what are my goals? What do I want to achieve and do next, right? Now that you've achieved, I will say achieve, because usually with the key goal to pursue, you usually are achieving this energy, the Nine of Pentacles, you usually are. So once you achieve some sort of independence or level of success, you're then now like, what else? What do I want to do now? What to avoid is the Five of Wands, Aries. Now, the Five of Wands, I'm not sure if you're a business owner. I know some of my Aries have like 9 to 5, like traditional jobs. But if you're a business owner, and you're like considering, should I go back to work? I don't know, this kind of message to me tells me like, don't give up. Because this suggests independence, whereas the Five of Wands is like the workforce, the rat race. Because I don't like the imagery for this card personally, the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is about competition. It is like it represents like a saturated market and you're trying to compete and prove yourself. Spirit is saying don't do that. Aries, there's something that like you're thinking, okay, farmer's market. Let's just take a farmer's market. You're like, I don't know, I think I should, like, I have goods that I bake, maybe you're a baker. I have goods that I grow in my yard and my farm and I want to take them to the farmer's market. But everybody's there and you're like, I don't know if I'll do well. Spirit's saying don't do that. Spirit's saying you have an idea that's perfect for you, you could do. Now, this is just an example. If you have an idea to go to the farmer's market, try it out. I'm always a fan of trying something out. I'll come back to that thought. But Ace of Wands, a spark, inspiration, a passion, a fling sometimes. There might be a fling romantically. We don't know. We'll see what comes up in your love life. But I think there's an idea that you have that Spirit's calling you to pursue instead. So let's say this is connecting in your work life, or this could even also be dating. Like maybe you're considering, oh, well, there's these other people out there that I think I want to focus on, but there's this one person that Spirit's like, you should focus on this connection. Let's go back to the farmer's market example for a second. If that's like a very real example for you. I'm always a fan of trying something out. I don't like to be, regardless of what the cards say and what the universe says and whatever. If it's something that I'm interested in and I want to test it. You've got to just figure it out. And the example that I will give you is that like, I was eager to try street fairs. I was like, you know what? Let me try street fairs and maybe I can make really good money from it. Now for street fairs, you have to pay usually, and it varies depending on the event. You have to pay to be there. And then you have to buy all the materials. Like you've got to buy a tent and you've got to buy things for your setup. So, when you have to see street fairs during the season, it's different people selling soaps and selling candles and rugs and all those sorts of things. And every now and then you see tarot readers. And I thought that would be a great opportunity for me to get myself out there, make money. The first one I did really good, but I paid my friend. So number one, I paid, I'm almost probably broke even because I put a lot of energy in the first street fair. So I paid for a U-Haul because I was afraid everything wouldn't fit in my car. And eventually I realized I just needed to like pack less stuff and use my car. So I paid for a U-Haul. I paid my friend to help me set up. And I took a lot of energy to like get everything done and ready that I wanted to sell. And I made really good money. Mostly my readings, I didn't sell hardly any products that I wanted to sell because I brought a few things to sell, like crystals and necklaces, stuff like that. I didn't really sell any products. Everybody wanted reading. I made probably about $550, something like that. Now, by the time I deducted the $150 booth rent, by the time I paid my friend, by the time I, recouped the cost of the U-Haul, I probably had a couple dollars left over, broke even. Was I excited? I was like, oh yeah, that's amazing. Maybe I could do this again. And maybe I don't need the U-Haul next time. And now all the street fairs I did after that didn't make as much because you can't always dictate the crowd. Not all street fairs run and operate the same. And it's a lot of energy. And then the street fairs after that I had my friend come because I had like a few booked for the summer. Now I'm paying for somebody, even though whether I'm making money or not, I'm paying. And it was helpful for her to make some extra cash. But I'm now not making money. I'm losing money on top of like exerting a lot of energy. You don't know really, every town is different in how they perceive tarot readers. And eventually it got to a point where I stopped bringing my friend. I was like, okay, I'll do this by myself because I don't want to lose more money. I don't know what business I might attract. And you don't always know what end of the street fair you'll be set up on. You can't always dictate that. You might be in a high traffic area. You might not be. Long story short, it got to a point for me after doing it X amount of times. I was like, you know what? I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. This is a lot of physical energy for me to set up my station, to break down my station, to drive out to wherever the street fair is. I've got to pay for this booth rent and I may or may not make this money back. And eventually I was like, you know what? This isn't worth it. It's fun. It can be fun to meet other people, meet other vendors. You're outside. It's just not worth it. I could live stream on TikTok, do the same amount of readings and not lose any money or overexert myself, truthfully. And that's eventually what I came to realize. Not that I go live all the time, but I was like, oh my God, this is dumb. This is dumb. I'm wasting so much energy on a maybe. And one thing about me is I don't like to maybe make money. I don't like to do that. I need to know that I'm going to be able to recoup some sort of money, And the reason why I say it's better on TikTok because number one, my audience already knows what I'm here for, right? People who go to a street fair, some people sometimes are just walking through. A lot of people don't carry, it doesn't even matter about cash, but people are so like inundated by like what's being presented to them. They like see, they might be interested in like, oh, maybe I'll come back. I don't know. It's just sort of kind of worth it. That's my whole long spiel, Aries, of saying if there's something in your life that you want to try it out anyway. so that you can know, okay, this really worked for me, it's not. So going back to the farmer's market example, if you've got some baked goods, or if you've got some things you want to sell from your garden, you might have a better chance of creating an online audience and a community, because marketing has changed. Create an online community, build community and relationship around whatever your products are, and build that way, because you could go to the farmer's market and you might sell 2 loaves of bread, and now you just wasted a whole bunch of money setting up and all this, and energies, that you didn't really have to do. I hope that little spiel was helpful for somebody. 10 of Swords is the card representing where to find support. So something needs to come to an end. 10 of Swords is endings, betrayal, defeat. There's something that's just not working out for you that you kind of just need to accept. And the star is representing advice and encouragement, that have faith, don't lose hope, don't lose faith. So this is very interesting, Aries. The star also represents Aquarius. Your back and deck energy is Queen of Pentacles. So I do feel like you're comfortable financially, and you are still working towards some level of independence. But there are some challenges here. So let's see. Can you clarify the 6 of Pentacles here for Aries, where they are right now? Clarify the 6 of Pentacles for Aries' current self. 8 of Wands, King of Swords, 5 of Cups. There's some sort of loss and grief here, maybe in relation to an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. 8 of Wands represents something has happened very quickly. You've lost something in relation to another person. Could be an air sign, but they don't have to be. This would be somebody who's very intellectual, and now you need help quickly. Or vice versa, someone else in your life has lost something, grieving something, their life changed at the drop of a dime, and maybe you're now needing to help. Could also be a mutual, a symbiotic situation, okay? Clarify theme of the month, please, for Aries. Queen of Wands and the Strength card. Wow. Okay, Strength card is Leo energy. The Queen of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is about strength and charisma and manifesting. So with the 7 of Swords, I don't think you're running away from anything. I think this is about you strategizing. I think this is about you strategizing your plan and achieving your goals and figuring it out. Having the strength and the courage to get what you want. The Queen of Wands, she knows that people are after her motherfucking kingdom, but they think, and they're underestimating her, but she's got the strength. They don't know she's got a secret fucking weapon up her motherfucking sleeve. They think that she's about to be out for the count, but they don't know about her. They don't know about her. They don't know about you. They don't know about the tricks up your sleeve, okay? Period. All right, let's keep going. Okay, key goal to pursue independence. I don't really think I need to confirm that, but sure, let's clarify key goal to pursue for Aries. Maturity. Mature woman. This might not be so literal, but I think this is about you growing in your independence and maturing in your life and your business. Clarify the 7 of Cups, please, for Aries. The Fool. New beginning. There's a new beginning you want to embrace, but you're just not sure how. I think you're trying to find your path. You're trying to find the right path in some way this month, Aries, and you just don't know which is right, but you will figure it out with the 2 of Wands. You will. Clarify major accomplishment. You will, by the end of May, be like, okay, this is where I'm going, and this is how I'm going to get there. Sudden wealth. Boom. You're also going to have the resources to be able to prepare and plan ahead. Okay. Clarify what to avoid. 5 of Wands here. What to avoid. Expectation. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. We got the Two of Pentacles and the expectation card to clarify what to avoid: competition, putting yourself out there. So I think there is an expectation of, well, if I do this, then I should be able to stabilize myself. I think that is how you think. I don't know that that will be the outcome. What will be the outcome if they pursue, if they do that? King of Cups here. I think this is what maybe you feel like you can handle emotionally. Maybe this is in relation to a water sign, male or masculine energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Clarify. The 10 of Cups just flipped out reverse on top of that. Look, there's some... The Five of Wands also represents conflict. I don't like to focus on that meaning, but I wonder here if there's some sort of conflict, Aries, that you're just like, no, you owe me, because the Two of Pentacles is here, which is like managing your priorities and your finances. You're expecting somebody to pay up. Maybe it's this King of Cups, maybe it's a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, maybe it's somebody in your family. Maybe you think somebody owes you and you're just like, you need to pay me. And I think Spirit is, I don't know if I'm saying let that go, but I think Spirit's trying to say don't force something. Because the Five of Wands is like, oh, I'm going to get this. Five of Wands wants to be heard. They want to prove themselves. They want to win. Whether this is in a competition sense or a argument or conflict sense. They want to win. They want to come out on top. And I think Spirit's like, you maybe have the wrong approach here. Clarify Ace of Wands for Aries. You need to move on. Chariot. Cancer energy. Move forward. Find something new that inspires you instead of trying to squeeze whatever juice is left from an old situation. Clarify Ace of Wands for Aries. And now we have the Five of Pentacles, which is about need. In my head, I heard you need to move on. Okay. Maybe feeling alone, feeling isolated. Clarify what to embrace for Aries, please. Look, hard work, which is pretty similar to the Five of Pentacles. This could be a new job for some of you. Or a promotion even. Clarify the Ace of Wands for Aries. As I say that, King of Pentacles. Yeah, courtship. This might be a new job. Courtship doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be a new job or a new company that's courting you. As I say that, your back of deck energy here is King of Pentacles, but King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Hey, look. Sometimes some people look at that as what you don't see coming. You know, and it could even be a situation, Aries, where like, because this feels like it feels like money is involved here. This could be like you want a promotion. You've been on this job for 10 fucking years and you should be promoted and you're trying to prove yourself and you're expecting that. But then Spirit's trying to say, don't focus on that because it's not coming through. You just need to put your energy over here, take your experience and put it over here where it's going to be valued. I'm speculating on a lot of ways this could be going for you, but let's keep moving. Let's see what comes out in your love and your relationship readings. Okay, clarify the Ten of Swords for me, Spirit, please. Now this is where to find support. Clarify Ten of Swords. Work. I think a work situation's done, Aries. Or maybe some sort of issue is done with it. Like if there was a dispute, if there was a betrayal, if there was like some sort of, I think it's over, but like, I don't have the Death card here. I don't know if you're getting fired. I don't know. Concern. Maybe you're concerned. But this is about where to find support. I think, again, we're going to see what comes up in your career reading. I feel like this is a message, Aries, that like you need to let something run its course so you can heal and move on. I don't think I need to clarify the star here with advice and encouragement. Something has run its course. A job or something in your work life has run its course. And it's causing a lot of worry, but I think you're going to be just fine from what I'm seeing. So drop some comments if that's resonating below. I'm going to clear this and let's see what's happening in your love and relationships, okay? Okay, Aries, this is great. I am getting confirmation that you need to move forward with a new connection. If you are single, there is a new love that is coming into your awareness and consciousness. Love that for you. And maybe that's why what to embrace is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, like I said, also can represent new flings, new relationships. I do think there's a new connection coming into your awareness this month. But if you're partnered, it feels like you're reconciling. I don't have reconciliation here. But like, it feels like you're moving past, it feels like forgiveness. Let me be more clear. It feels like forgiveness. If you and your person were going through a rough patch, okay? So we've got the Lovers here and the Two of Swords reversed. The Two of Swords is typically indecision. Maybe you were unsure what to do with the connection in the past, but with the Lovers here, which does represent Gemini energy, I feel like finally you're making a decision about an important connection in your life. At the start of May anyway, that's your expectation. You're like, okay, I'm going to go forward with this. I'm going to stop going back and forth and I'm going to pursue this. The unexpected is the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, also kind of like a white knight type of person, a little bit of a player. King of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, someone who's also very secure. But when we have it reversed, it represents somebody who's not very secure, not very stable. So for me, unexpectedly, I think you're realizing that someone is not as stable as they seem or not a good investment. Does that make sense? There's someone here that you're realizing is not a good investment, or perhaps they make a bad investment. If you're in a relationship, you unexpectedly realize that your man didn't like gambled away $600. I don't know. That could be the message here, unexpectedly. There's some sort of, the King of Pentacles, when it is reversed, it typically means instability, financial insecurity, or bad investments. Next to the Knight of Wands here, there is somebody, potentially an earth sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but it could be any sign. There's somebody who is either a bad investment or someone who has made a bad investment or is financially insecure. Unexpectedly. Maybe you're dating and you're entertaining two suitors and you realize one person that you were really interested in actually has been unemployed for 5 months. You know, something like that. All right, theme of the month, Eight of Pentacles reversed, which represents like a lack of investment in a relationship. The Strength card, you're not really sure if you want to move forward with something, or you're finding it hard to move forward in a relationship. The Sun reversed. A lot of time I'm going to address one of the cards here, playfulness. A lot of times when the Sun is reversed, it's a need to have fun in your love life again. You're not having fun. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Yeah, you need to have fun again. Now we have the Ace of Cups, which often represents new love, new feelings. The Seven of Pentacles. This is why I said forgiveness might be in the mix here if you're in a committed relationship. But the Seven of Pentacles typically represents patience, waiting for something to grow, waiting for something to develop. And it is next to the Queen of Cups here, water sign energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or someone who's very compassionate and nurturing. Excuse me. You know what? I just heard someone has been waiting for you to be single. LOL. I never really heard that before in a reading. Somebody has been waiting for you to be single so that they can swoop in. That's funny. I never heard that before in a reading. But you know, there's always, I'm going to do 1,000 of these and I'm always going to hear different things. Different combinations are going to allow me to see things differently. I need to stop picking my chin. I don't even know what I'm picking at. What feels like is it? I need a steam. My face needs a steam. I really need a steam. Okay. Let's address these other cards. We have new love, which again is confirmation for me, especially next to the Ace of Cups. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and literally romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I think also that card points to like the feeling most likely being mutual. Let's look at new love. All right, the romance angels have sent you this card like a Valentine greeting, signaling the introduction of someone new into your love life. Perhaps you've recently met this person and your interest was piqued. This card validates that your connection was mutual and real. It is safe for you to explore it, and the romance angels will guide your actions accordingly. Of course, if you are already in a committed relationship, you'll want to consult your angels and perhaps a counselor or otherwise trusted person to get insight into your feelings. While running into the arms of a suitor may sound passionate, the reality of guilt over the affair will soon weigh heavy upon you. It's better to confront the issues within your present relationship that left your emotional doors open for someone else. This card can also mean that you'll soon meet a new person. In these cases, the romance angels are asking you to keep the faith that love is in your cards. You deserve love and you are lovable. The angels guide you to be aware the angels guide you to be aware, as you never know when your partner will arrive. I wanted to say something, but I forgot. It was something I read. Oh, what I wanted to say. My nose. Excuse me. Oh, God. So sorry, Aries. Just like sneezing through your entire reading. I'm like, is there another one? What I wanted to say, you know, over the past few years, when I see this card in my own life, the new love will come in and I'm like, okay, great. I can go with this. I can explore this. What I really want to say to you, Aries, this is very, very important, because I would often get this card and then I date somebody and I let it run its course and then it doesn't come together. And then I find myself getting mad at spirit, God, source. I'm like, well, what the fuck? You told me that I could trust this and you told me that this was safe and blah, 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 blah. This is really important. You need to be very careful to not let your self-sabotage interfere with a new relationship. So if there is new love coming your way, Aries, you need to be very locked in and on your mindset, especially if you have a history of like feeling like failed situationships or relationship that just never works out. You need to be so locked in on the relationship that you expect to receive and attract, and affirm the fuck out of that relationship. I like literally brainwash yourself, okay? I'm so happy that this is going so well. He treats me so good. We always go on lovely dates. He's so respectful. He's so kind. It's always working out for me. You need to be so locked in, specifically if you are a person who leans to self-sabotage. My personal brand of self-sabotage in love and relationships, which I'm working on. Not right now, because I've decided that I am not dating until I get myself stable and secure in the ways that I want. And if you're following my Road to Riches journey, which I have a lot of content to post about, then maybe you already know that. But love is really not top priority for me right now. But in the times that I was dating the past few years, I had this awareness that my personal brand of self-sabotage is I need a lot of confirmation and a reassurance. That is just something I need. I am a person who has an anxious attachment style. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think people hear that and they're like, oh my God, you need a lot. No, that's just how I am. I need a lot of reassurance. And when an anxious attachment style person dates somebody who is secure, they become more secure. When an anxious attachment style person dates someone who is more secure and is able to see their need for security and validation, that they give that to them, guess what? The anxious attachment person is like, okay, I don't have to worry. You're here. You're locked in. Great. But My personal brand is that like a relationship will be going well and then they start to pull away and then I get worried and then I need a lot of validation. I'm like, well, are you really interested? What are you doing? Are you just wasting my time? I don't want to play games. I go there. At this point, I'm so serious. If I dated somebody tomorrow and it started to go well and they started to pull away, I'm not chasing the man. I've been through that cycle enough to just know how it's going to go. So my point is, what I will do if I dated somebody tomorrow and I liked them and it was going well, my job is to affirm the relationship that I desire, if at all, with that person. That is my only job, because what I would notice myself do in the past, if I met somebody I really liked and it's going really well and I'm happy and I'm in that vibration, after a while I start to get worried. And then I give more energy to the fear, doubt, lack, and worry of they're pulling away. I'm not hearing from them. Oh my God, this is going to go terrible and blah, 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 blah. And then what do? I self-sabotage. Well, you're pulling away. So the job, the assignment, if new love comes in, Aries, affirm the fuck out of that relationship. And I don't want you to, and you got to be very careful, because I don't want you to be delusional. If somebody's like mistreating you, or just like, I don't want you to ignore the signs of somebody who's like just clearly not interested. But affirm the relation. This isn't like I don't want to make this a mindset video, but affirm the relationship you want to receive. Be hyper aware when you're not receiving that energy, and just reaffirm. I always receive energy from people that like, this relationship is going as best as it possibly can, and I'm so happy that it's going well. Affirm that. And if you start to see things that are not mirroring that, don't worry about it. Keep affirming and just trust that if this relationship is not for you, it will be removed from your life. You just have to trust that. But you will know it's not because of you. You did your work. And even if it doesn't come together, it would probably not come together very peacefully. Like, imagine that you're affirming that the whole time. I'm loving this connection. It's so exciting. It's so fun. They're so respectful. It's so great. We're growing and learning each other every day. It's so exciting. They're so consistent, and all the things. And then eventually, let's say they blindside you and say, I'm really sorry. I don't think I can do this or whatever. Don't take that as, oh my God, my manifestations weren't working. Take that as, you were so fucking high vibe, that man knew he couldn't keep up and removed himself. Does that make sense? I hope I'm getting through. So I'm just saying that based on my personal experience. I would see that new love card and I'd be like, great, new person, this is a new relationship, it's gonna go well. And then it crumbles. A lot of times it's because of my self-sabotage. So lock in on your vision, lock in on your mindset, and what you want to attract, so that if it doesn't come together, it's not because you didn't maintain your energy field around it. I really hope that makes sense. All right. So in short, if you're single, new love is coming through. If you're in a committed relationship, forgiveness and a new level of deepening of the connection is happening to me. But prepare for some unexpected situation regarding money or finances with somebody you're dating with or dealing with romantically. Okay? I love you. Let's move on to your career and finances. All right, this is very interesting, Aries. Your back of the deck energy is 8 of Cups reversed. 8 of Cups is about walking away. When it's reversed, you're wanting to give something one more chance, and maybe you already did. But there's something that you're really not happy with in your career and finances. You have all reversals, and I'm sure that at some point I had an all reversal reading for somebody, but pretty rare to have this many cards all reversed. Let's see if the next one was upright. Yeah, Page of Cups was upright finally after like 12 cards. Okay. Like I said, remember your card of Ten of Swords of like where to find support, a defeat, a betrayal, an ending. I'm just not sure, like, are you unemployed? What's going on, Aries? Like, are you worried that your job is at risk? So what to expect, the Judgment card and the Star reversed. So the Star is about hope, faith, rejuvenation, needing to heal. The Judgment is about awakening, ascension, leveling up, answering the call. When it is reversed, You are losing hope, you are losing faith, and you are fearful of moving on to something or someone else. You're feeling held back. You're afraid. I'm surprised I don't have the Fool here reversed, because there's like, you're afraid to jump off a cliff. You're like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm also not ready to see if there's something else. Okay. Let me give a real world example. It's almost like you hate your job or you hate your experience and you want to leave, but you're like, but what else would I do? You know you're miserable, but you're like, I have no idea of what else I would do. And I think there is something in your awareness, but you've convinced yourself that you can't make money from it, or that you can't actually turn it into a business, or that, I think there's some fear or limiting beliefs here. I need a tissue. I'm so sorry. I need a tissue. I don't really have a tissue, so we're just going to work with what we got here. What's interesting is one of the oracle cards flipped out over these cards. The laborer card flipped out reversed. It's not even really possible to use reversals in this deck because they're all upright, but it made me realize or think, are you wanting to, like a job where you labor? It doesn't necessarily have to be construction, but like a job that's like my coffee shop job, my part-time coffee shop job, that's like a labor job. Like I have to do a lot of things and blah, but it's not like construction. So I feel like, Aries, there's some job where you do a lot of manual labor that like either you're worried about losing or you're, I don't know. A new job of some kind is coming your way, or going back to work. A career in construction, maintenance, or any kind of labor work could be for you. Your dependable and loyal nature will be rewarded soon. Keep at it. But it was reversed, which I feel like is kind of significant. I just think you don't want to do this laboring job anymore. Personally, you're just like, I'm tired of this. I'm so exhausted. I need rest. And it's hard for you to see anything else besides needing a break, I feel like. Okay. Unexpected. The Hangman and the Three of Wands. All right. So the Hangman reversed. Here are the cards upright. Okay. Hangman is typically about changing your perspective, needing a pause, taking a break. Three of Wands is usually about expansion, next level, growth. When it's reversed, something is slowing down, stagnancy. There's an unexpected slowdown, especially the Hangman. You're finally releasing. You're like giving way, like you're coming out of a period of suspension unexpectedly. You're coming out of this period of delays. But I think it's because you're releasing control. You're releasing control. Try to be a little more flexible and allow the universe to work its magic. Don't lose out on opportunities because it didn't come in the form you wanted it to. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Stay open-minded to see the potential. You're unexpectedly releasing control because you realize it hasn't been helping you. It's been causing more delays, you clinging to control. So you're changing your perspective. You're letting go of things and circumstances that no longer serve you. Let's unpack that for a second, because we hear that all the time. Let go of things that just no longer serve you. It's like an overused phrase in this spiritualist community, right? What that really means is, and it's not hard to interpret, you're letting go of things that you once identified with, but are no longer in alignment with who you are anymore. So at one point, having, a coffee shop job would have served you, but now you're moving in a place where, this isn't fit for me anymore. I've grown beyond this, right? It doesn't serve you anymore to keep doing something that you've outgrown. And I do think there is something here you've outgrown, Aries, but you're afraid to let go. But I think finally you are going to say, you know what? I just have to stop holding on to this. I just have to go ahead and release. Okay. Theme of the month. I'm just going to show them all to you. Okay. Queen of Wands reversed, needing to get your confidence back up. Four of Cups reversed, trying to see the glass half full versus half empty. Nine of Cups reversed. There's a situation that's not coming together quite how you want. Like the The Nine of Cups often represents everything's good, but, you know, oh, I wish I had this one thing. Everything would be great if, you know. King of Cups energy again, second time this is coming up here. I wonder if there's a water sign presence in your life, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. With it being reversed, this could either be you feeling emotionally unstable or you're dealing with somebody emotionally unstable in your career and your finances. Three of Swords reversed, coming out of anguish, coming out of sorrow. The Sun reversed, again, needing that need for playfulness, needing that need to invite joy back into your life. Ace of Wands reversed, there definitely is some sort of burnout here. Again, going back to the Ace of Wands and the Chariot and what to embrace, I wonder if Spirit is trying to tell you to move on from something that you no longer have passion for. I wonder. I always try to interpret all of the cards in different ways because this is reaching a lot of people. So I want to interpret the cards in all the ways these can be interpreted because, like I said, not everybody's going through the exact same thing. Let's look at the Oracle messages, okay? Windfall came out, which I was kind of surprised by because I don't see that reflected in the tarot. But remember, key go to pursue was Nine of Pentacles, and we did have the sudden wealth come out for you by the end of May with the Two of Wands. You're about to receive a windfall of money or pay raise. Money is currently in a positive cycle. This is a great time to treat yourself or make a big purchase. We also have unexpected. That kind of tracks. I do think there is some unexpected circumstances popping up. Prepare for unexpected financial loss. This financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. Deal with things head on and try to prepare for the unexpected before it happens. Lastly, mechanic. Mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but not all is lost. Consider a career as a mechanic, an automotive, aerospace, or repair technician. You have the ability to easily fix your finances, but a sacrifice may be needed. I need to just honestly just wash my face. Aries. I don't even want to sit here and say that there's confusion going on. I think you are just trying to figure out your shit. It just feels like there's a lot of emotions involved. There's a confidence, there's something that's affected your confidence. There's a lot of emotional upset in your career and finances right now. You're not wanting to give up on something, but I kind of feel like you might need to. I think you just need to be real with yourself that what you're trying to make work is really not for you anymore. I'm going to read a message from the Judgment reverse because I think that really sticks out to me above all else. And I get it. You're just holding on because that's what's worked, right? Okay. The Judgment reverse often appears when the universe is trying to send you a message and invite you to something bigger, but you're not listening. Maybe you're afraid of the sacrifice you will need to Maybe you're afraid of the sacrifice you will need to make to heed the call. Or you're worried you are not ready to step into a more prominent role and just want to play it safe. You are doing your best to pretend you didn't receive it and are carrying on with your daily life, hoping it will go away. But let's be honest, the call never goes away. It just gets louder and louder until you pay attention. It's time to push past your inner fears and self-doubt and trust that the universe has your back. This is happening for a reason. Sometimes this is representing inner critic. I don't think this is inner critic. I don't think that's inner critic. I mean, I definitely think you are being hard on yourself, but I think you have so much more going on. There's a lot more worry and fear and anxiety that's louder than any inner critic. Does that make sense? I think worry is overshadowing the inner critic. Let me know if that's connecting with you. Let's move on to your oracle message of the month. We have Canary Spirit that came out reversed, which I think really connects with your love reading most likely. Sing your own song is the message, but it's reversed. 12. 12. Okay, protect the message. Are you suppressing your true voice? Perhaps trying to sing the song you think people want to hear instead of your own. You create a cage around your life when you express only what you think will help you fit in and get what you think you want. Are you hiding the real you, telling a safe story about yourself to others because you are afraid they will think you are too different if they knew the truth? Canary Spirit comes to help you express yourself in a more honest and authentic way. Yes, not everyone will agree with you. In fact, not everyone will want to hear your originality or accept your uniqueness. You must not give this a single care. There will be plenty of people, opportunities, and wonderful new experiences that arrive as if by magic once you open your own cage door and fly free. Canary Spirit is cheering for you and wants you to know you are safe and loved. Find your voice and have courage to spread your wings and sing out loud. The world needs your true song. Be true to yourself is basically that message. Be true to yourself. It's cute that he's on a little flute too. The little canary. But, like I said, it's reversed. Sing your own song, babe. Don't worry about what everybody else got to say. Don't worry. Look, when I created Lightworker Whit, at first I was like trying to post messages and stuff on my personal Instagram, but I was like, you know what? My followers don't care about this. They know that I'm into film and television because that's what I have my degree in and that's what they've known to expect from me, but they don't really care about this tarot thing that I'm trying to push. Let me just create a new Instagram, and whoever the fuck follows me on Instagram is who follows me on Instagram. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to make people follow me, and that's it. But eventually it became this, okay? Because I just trusted my path and my purpose, and I decided that whoever didn't fuck with what I was doing was just not going to be in my life anymore. I just really had that acceptance. I really did, because I trusted enough and believed and enjoyed what I did that I really didn't care about losing any friendships or people or family for that matter, to be very honest. But that was because I was so convicted in what I felt called to do. And once you realize you'll do the same, I'm not saying that you're not going to experience any trials or tribulations, but it is very freeing once you lean into your purpose, lean into what really inspires you. When you follow your passion, money follows. Okay? I hope this is helpful for you, Aries. I know we talked about a lot, okay? You do need to have some sort of ritual where you do a brain dump, you do something to ground you, because there's a lot happening in your emotional and headspace this month. And I really need you to practice detachment, because what you need to do right now as Aries, you need to allow spirit to work in your life. You need to take some action, but you need to allow clarity of mind to hear the guidance and the wisdom that spirit is trying to give you. Do this, try that. You know what I mean? All while releasing your control of the outcome, which isn't easy to do, which is not easy to do. I'm here to tell you. Okay. I really, really hope this is helpful. I don't know what you're going through, but drop some comments if you found it helpful. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, Aries.